Join me as I dive into the current tensions between Israel and Iran, trying to figure out if we're really on the brink of war today. The relationship between Israel and Iran has been complicated for decades, with both countries viewing each other as significant threats. Historically, Iran's support for Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza has been a major point of contention. For Israel, the fear of Iran developing nuclear capabilities is a direct threat to its existence. On the other hand, Iran sees Israel as a regional rival and a supporter of terrorist groups within its own borders. One of the main issues at hand is the military threat posed by Iran's proxies. Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza have been involved in several conflicts with Israel. Iran's continued support for these groups keeps the region on edge. Another critical issue is Iran's nuclear program. Despite Iran's claims that its nuclear activities are peaceful, Israel and many Western countries are skeptical. They fear that a nuclear-armed Iran could lead to a significant shift in the regional power balance, directly threatening Israel's security. The political tensions between the two countries are also high. Israel has been actively working to counter Iran's influence in the region, including through military actions. For instance, Israel has been accused of carrying out airstrikes against Iranian military installations and those of its allies in Syria and Iraq. Iran, in response, has vowed to continue its support for its allies in the region and to defend its interests against Israeli aggression. Iran's recent advancements in its nuclear program have heightened these tensions. The resumption of talks between Iran and Western powers aimed at reviving the 2015 nuclear deal seems uncertain. This uncertainty adds to the risk of conflict, especially given Israel's stance on Iran's nuclear capabilities. Understanding the motivations of both countries is crucial. Israel sees itself as a frontline state against Iranian expansionism and views its military actions as defensive. Iran, on the other hand, frames its actions as in response to Israeli aggression and sees itself as fighting for its sovereignty and influence in the region. Both countries have strategic alliances, Israel with the United States and several Arab states, and Iran with Russia and China to some extent. Iran's recent actions, including its attacks on Saudi Arabian oil facilities and its support for militant groups, have been seen as aggressive by Israel and its allies. Israel's subsequent strikes on Iranian military targets are then viewed by Iran as acts of war. These actions and reactions create a cycle of violence and retaliation. Recently, an Israeli airstrike targeted an Iranian military facility in Syria. Iran responded with missile strikes on Israeli territory. This exchange marked a significant escalation and raised concerns about the potential for a wider conflict. The United States and European powers have been trying to de-escalate tensions through diplomatic channels, focusing on reviving the Iran nuclear deal. However, with each new cycle of violence, the prospects for peace seem to diminish. In conclusion, the tensions between Israel and Iran are at a boiling point. The situation is complex and volatile, with both sides dug in and seemingly unwilling to back down. The implications of a full-scale conflict are dire, not just for the region but for global stability. What do you think about the situation between Israel and Iran? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you're interested in more updates on global issues, be sure to subscribe. For another take on Middle Eastern geopolitics, check out our video on the role of the United States in the region.